I'm an addict for sneakers.
What's good? It's your boy DJ Delz from the sneakeraddict.com. You're now tuned to a new podcast. Finally a new podcast. I know you guys have been waiting for a hot minute, and we are back. I changed up the format with the Q&A. Now it's going to be on Facebook. I will put a link in the description box below to my Facebook. If you're not following my Facebook, please do so, The Real DJ Delz. Just go there and like the fan page. And when I do a podcast, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the feed up there. Now, some people are going to say, why are you changing it? Why can't you just have it on Instagram? We're used to that. Yes, I understand that, but it's way better on Facebook because if I have an idea that I want to shoot your way, we could be more interactive now. Instead of me having to at everyone that actually left a question, I can just post it in the feed and you guys will get notified. And it's awesome. For example, yesterday I was thinking, I wonder if the alternate 89s, those 4s that released, the white and reds, if they had Nike Air on the back, would it sell better or not? You know, they would hit us with that $220 price point versus the $190, but it would have Nike Air on the back. So by me being able to have this feed now, I was able to post and ask you guys. And some people said, you know, only if they were limited. Some people said definitely. Some people said, you know, that $220 is just too expensive. I'm curious to hear your opinions. If that white and red Jordan came out with the Nike Air on the back, would that have made you want this shoe more? Or nah, or definitely, or maybe, whatever the case is, let me know. I love reading them comments. And also I wanted to speak about the All-Star Pack before we get into questions, the Q&A. I'm curious to hear your opinions on the All-Star Pack. Do you guys think that the Nike All-Star Pack was better than the Adidas All-Star Pack, or was the Adidas All-Star Pack better than the Nikes? My opinion, I really like the Adidas Pack better. I think the James Harden shoe was bananas. I ordered it, and it's on a back order. And I was waiting, watching the clock go down, and I copped it as soon as it, hit 10 o'clock. That's how much I wanted it. I just thought it looked really sick. I love that Crazy Light shoe. It just is super comfortable with the prime knit and the boost. And it having that Zeno now on the upper part of the shoe, that reflective, that's so dope. Oh, man, I just hope that my order actually goes through and I'm able to get them. But I don't think there's that much hype for them. But at the same time, I heard they're super limited. I was looking at the Foot Locker locator, and it seems to only have them at like 6 locations. So who knows? We'll see what the deal is. But I'm super hype about those. The James Harden shoe, for the people that are like, I didn't even see those. What do those look like? You seem to be mad into them. I'll put pictures in the description box below. I'll put a link to my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, but it'll be the direct post where you can see the images. And if you're digging them, I'll have info also in that post where you can find them to help you guys out. But to me, they're super sick, man. Like, forget about it. Now let's get into some Q&A. Kamar, I hope I'm saying your name right. If not, I apologize. He writes, what's my thoughts on the Kyrie Irving 2 release as far as for All-Star Weekend? I definitely am digging the shoe. It's weird how it's releasing. Like, I've seen a couple of retailers release them today out of the blue on the internet. I don't get it. I talked to someone at Nike. They're like, we don't know what's really going on, if we're really going to be selling them on the site or not. I just don't understand what's going on with that particular colorway. They didn't advertise it really like they did with the rest of the pack, and I think that shoe is dope. I was just talking to Hess Kicks about the Kyrie 2, how dope of a shoe it was. He was showing me what he was cooking up with the Nike ID, the new option where you have that like color option now for All-Star Weekend. I forgot the exact name for it off top, but he cooked up a real dope pair of kicks, and he placed the order, so you guys will be seeing it on his channel probably, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks from now. But I want to do a shoe, because he was asking me, are you going to make one? I want to, I just can't whip up the right colorway. I keep like having roadblocks because they force you to make certain things different colors. Oh, I'm getting a call right now. Hello?
Can I see the market?
Yep.
I'm just calling to let you know you want to have nothing for on Saturday.
Ah, thank you.
Your shoe between 10 and 6:30 tonight.
Thank you very much. You made my
You're
day.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Woo! I got him. That's my actual government name. You guys just heard it. Marcus. That's my actual name, by the way. Some people think that I like try to hide what my like real name is. Like, I don't give a shit if you know what my real name is. But everyone calls me Delz, so calling me Marcus would just be stupid. The only person that call me Marcus is like my parents, you know? And my wife calls me that too. My kids sometimes call me it. It's the funniest thing in the world, but they call me Delz too, which is funny because everyone calls me Delz. But that's dope. I got my pair of kicks. Very happy about that. Oh man, I'm so happy. I've been waiting for someone to call me, like, you know, to tell me that I won the raffle because I really want those 4s. Oh man, happy. That was funny. You guys just caught that while I was recording. That's dope. Okay, now I got totally thrown off what the hell I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about the Kyrie. Yeah, so like on Nike ID, when I try to like whip something up, like I just feel like there's something that I want to do and it won't allow me to do it. It forces me to make the rest of a certain area of the shoe the color that I do not want it to be because I want this particular part to be a particular color, or it doesn't allow you to make certain parts of the shoe a color, but other parts of the shoe it allows you to make that color. It's just stupid, simple options. Like sometimes it won't allow you to like make a certain part as simple as like white, but they'll allow you to do it on another part that's the same material. Just stupid. But if you're able to whip something up, it's dope. Like there's so much great stuff you can do on Nike ID. Like Hess's joint is fire. Like you guys are gonna love it. I mean, I'm sure you can find it if you look on his time feed, and his joint is hot. Shout out to him too. He's gonna be on a new episode of Kicking It really soon. He'll be on it. I think he's gonna be on it with also Shoeseum. I'm trying to figure out the mix of people I want to put on there. I got that episode coming, and then I got one with Dallas Penn and Terminology from Murder Mass. He'll be on an episode too. So shout out to Term, Dallas Penn, all those guys. I'm just trying to spread it out more because I want more people to watch this show. I put a lot of work into this show. It's a lot of work to just network with all these guys and get them to get the footage and, you know, like shooting that and then shooting other parts and editing it all. It's a lot of work. But I know people enjoy it, so I'm not going to wait too long to put the next episodes out. But, you know, I just put out one with Tony D and Bullet RC. That's real dope. And I have another episode before that with Greg Street and DJ Ski. There's so many cool episodes. Definitely watch all of them. I got the first one. I got Currency on it. Liz Taylor. I got tons of people. So definitely watch that. I'll have a playlist in the description box below. And I'm going to put info on where you can design Nike ID shoes. Take advantage of it, especially the Kyrie. I mean, they don't ask for a lot of money. You can put your name on it. You can put someone else's name on it. It's a great way to give a gift. If someone's birthday's coming up, like next month or 2 months from now, design them a shoe, you know? I mean, that's a kick-ass birthday present, Christmas present. You know, and I know Christmas is far away. I said Christmas. You know what I'm saying, though. Any kind of gift, you know. Maybe next year for Valentine's Day, because it's too late now. Like, you know, I made my girl a pair of Air Maxes, and she loved them. I made them for her. I had the date with Valentine's Day on the ankle. Killed it. She was so excited. Like, she loved it. You know what I mean? So, just some ideas for the fellas, for the females, you know. With that said, let's get into the next question. I'm just so hyped that I got those damn white cement. Some people are like, yo, why don't you show us those early? You show other shoes early. I like doing like big releases on release day because I'm excited. Like, you guys just captured my excitement of me getting a call, you know, and me just being so fucking happy that I got it picked for the raffle. Like, you know, like, even though it's ridiculous, like, I still gotta pay. They call it a raffle, like you won something, but you just have the opportunity to buy the shoe. But I'm just happy to be able to cop the shoe. I never thought I'd be able to own a brand new pair of white cements with the Nike Air on the back. I never thought. If you told me that when I bought the retro that came out a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago, but you guys know what I mean, I would be like, yeah, right. No way. And it's happening this week, and super hyped. I think it's going to be an easy cop online if you're fast. You have to be fast. Let your computer run for 20 minutes after restarting it, and just be fast. Follow my Twitter, The Sneak Addict. Look at my actual blog, thesneakeraddict.com. I'll put information to help you guys out, but I will be tweeting away to help you guys out. I'm not going to not help you guys when I can, so definitely follow that Twitter. And let's get into some more questions. Let's see. While I'm trying to pull back up my feed because it got all messed up when I got that call, make sure to hit that like button right now. It definitely is very important because YouTube has changed a lot of things now, and I'm late to the party with that. And if people don't hit the like button, I'm not going to be on the feed. Like when you sign on to YouTube, it'll have a home page and it'll just recommend videos. And if you're not hitting the thumbs up button, it's not going to tell you to check out that video, the new video that DJ Delz has put out, the Sneaker Addict. It's going to tell you whatever, videos you were hitting the like button before their new content, unless you actually go to the subscribe button, which it doesn't lead you to when you first go on youtube.com. So always hit that like button. It's really important if you love the content, and it lets me know that you like what I do. I appreciate that. It's motivating, especially with the podcast. And with that said, let's get into the next question. We got from Andre. He writes, this is Andre from London. Do you plan on going to London anytime soon? Love the show. Keep up the good work. Shout out to London. Much love out there. I would love to get over there ASAP. I do not have any plans to yet, but it could happen sooner versus later. Let's hope that. Next we got from Eddie. He writes, talk about Nike SBs, how they have changed, and the upcoming releases, and what's my top 5 favorite SBs of all times, or grails. The problem is with Nike SB is that you have all these other companies that are always, trying to stop Nike from putting out a shoe because it's inspired by something, So they'll send them, a notification saying, you can't put this out. Like, for instance, the Black Sheep collaboration. They tried to put those out and had that kind of Gucci look to it, so they stopped that shoe from releasing, which is whack. It's like, that was what was dope about Nike SB. They'd grab inspiration, and throw it on the shoe. But now it's like, does Nike want to take those risks? I've talked to so many skate shops, and like, they tell me the same shit all the time. They're like, all these other companies are screwing it up for Nike SB and all these great concepts that a lot of consumers want. And it's not like they're really scared. They don't want to deal with that bullshit. So Nike's not going to put out that kind of stuff. They're going to be more on the safe side of stuff. SBs that I love, definitely number 1 is the Dooms. I love those MF Dooms. My favorite. Also the Cheech and Chongs, the Skunk Dunks, the De La Souls, a lot of, they're very popular ones, of course, but they're dope. That's why they're popular. The Tiffany's, Diamond Supply. I need a new pair of skater dyes. I love those low top skater dyes. Those are dope. If anyone has a pair of size 9 or 9.5, holla at me. Hit me up. I like those Thai Temples. Those are dope. The Costins from, I think, like 4 or 5 years ago. The Motley Crue Dr. Feelgoods are so dope. Love those. Really sick. And I still have a pair of those. They're pretty nice, man. They're really nice. There's a lot of them. I could go on for days, but when I do these podcasts, it's like I'm reading a lot of these questions like while I'm recording for the first time, so I don't have a chance to really sit down and think. I did do, I think, a top 5 Nike SB Dunk High video. I will put that in the description box below, or just do a search if it's, not within the next, couple of days, because I may not get to that, finding that video, just search DJ Delz top SBs, you know, it'll pop up. Next we got from Eric. He writes, "You the GOAT." Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Aaron writes, "What OG Jordan do you want to see come back with Nike Air on the back?" The black cement 3s, definitely. And the bread 4s. I just think that those two models look fantastic with Nike Air on the back, you know. Matt writes, "What's my thoughts on Jordan and Nike releasing shoes that cost $180 or even more? And, you know, they're supposedly like nice quality shoes. Meanwhile, you could get $100 pair of Ostrich Air Force Ones that are on point." Well, what they do is they overprice some shoes because they feel like they have more hype, you know, and they may sell out quicker. But that's not really the case lately, because you're seeing a lot of these expensive shoes sitting on the shelves. But at the same time, the shoe being so expensive makes consumers buy the shoes that cost $100. I don't know if I said it right, but I think I did. Like, they have a way of making people buy all different kind of stuff, you know, depending on your budget, you know what I mean? Like, some people can't afford to buy $200 shoes at all, but they admire them. And then they'll see the $100 pair of shoes that have the ostrich, and they'll say, "That's really nice. I'm going to get these. I'm going to buy these Nikes." Like, they have a way of marketing it. Or also, it could be a shoe that's super limited that's selling for like $200, sells out, bang, and then you're like kind of bummed out, but you want to buy something anyway. And some consumers will see that pair of shoes and they'll buy that shoe that's less money, you know, because they don't want to walk out with nothing. There's all different lanes with that, you know. Next we got from Michael. He wants me to speak about Daniel Bryan's retirement. WWE superstar Daniel Bryan retired. He had too many concussions, neck injuries. The dude's been wrestling for about 15 years, most of the time in the independent circuit, you know, New Japan and Ring of Honor, for people that follow pro wrestling outside of WWE or at all. I know there's some people that are like, "Oh God, wrestling talk." People love it. It's, you know, a huge thing, you know, for a lot of people. A lot of people are big fans of Daniel Bryan, and they're really bummed out when he announced that he was retiring. You could see in the audience, people were crying. It was, you know, people were really upset about it. And you could tell he was really upset about it, because if you follow his career, you know, he was just like, you know, a wanderer, you know, wrestling wherever he possibly can to eventually get into the big leagues, you know, WWE. And for him to have to retire, it's a sad end to his career, you know. There's rumors that he is fine. He just needs to do that because he needs to get out of WWE to wrestle somewhere else, you know, because WWE's scared to have him wrestle because of all these concussions. Because there's been rumors that his doctors have cleared him, but WWE's doctors have not. I don't know what the case is, if those rumors are true or not, but whatever the case is, let's, you know, wish him the best, because, you know, these are health issues, and of course, you know, who wants to see something bad happen to anyone, right? When it comes to head injuries, you know, neck, whatever the case is, right? So definitely wish him the best. Next we got from Mason. He writes, "Do you think the white cements, the Flu Game 12s, and the metallic 5s will sell out or sit like the past OG colorways?" I am a little on the fence, you know. We'll see this weekend. I think that if the white cement sit, then the others definitely will. That's my prediction. And next we got from your boy Mal. He writes, "Talk about Jordan Brand increasing stock and effect it will have. And Under Armour having all the MVPs." I think Under Armour is really playing their cards right. Really playing their cards right. You know, they know what they're doing. You know, they signed the right people. Steph Curry's the best, like the best. Who's better than Steph Curry in the NBA? Dude is incredible. Who doesn't love watching his games? The only thing I don't like about his games are that they play late at night, because I'm in the East Coast. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't care who he's playing. I want to watch him play. When was the last time that happened? Kobe, you know? Then before that, Michael Jordan, you know? I love watching all of his games because he's fucking incredible, man. You know, Under Armour got him, you know. And as far as with Jordan Brand increasing stock, thank God. People are able to buy their shoes, you know. They raised the price, they increased the stock. Yeah, it sucks we gotta pay more, but at least we don't gotta pay even more than that to these damn resellers. They killed the resellers. The only way resellers are making money now is from quick strikes and limited shoes. And that's great for people that just want to buy their general release shoes versus before where there was so much hype where you had to pay over, you know, $75 to $100, if not more, for a general release shoe. Because that's just absurd, you know. I understand with the Drake shoe or something like that, the Yeezy, it's limited. But holy shit, a general release shoe, we should just be able to go to the store and buy, you know. They're sneakers. They're supposed to be on the shelf where we could buy them, you know. It's ridiculous. So, you know, Jordan Brand raising the prices and making more shoes killed the resellers. Killed them. Eric writes, what is my favorite Yeezy shoe? And what is my least favorite? My least favorite is that boot 950. Well, that's not a shoe, so let's rewind that. Probably the 750, but I don't own it. I had it in hand quickly at a sneaker show, and I was like, yeah, these are cool, but I don't know. I got to put them on my feed and see how they look. So I'll put that as my least favorite, and my most favorite by far, it's not even a question, is the Nike Yeezy 2. The greatest Kanye West shoe. And then probably the Louis Vuittons after that. And then after that, the Yeezy 1 from Nike. And then the Adidas 350 I would put after that. The Nike shoes are still way better than the Adidas shoes. It's not even in the same category. I know people are going to disagree with me. I think part of the reason why is because they're more accessible. Even though they're still not that easy to get, they're more accessible. But you can't look at the 350, in my opinion, and say, wow, this is such an amazing, complex, like, design. It's like, you know, we've seen shit like this before, but we've never seen the Yeezy 1 or the Yeezy 2 from Nike. You know, we've never seen nothing like that. And by the way, I'm really looking for a pair of Nike Yeezy 1 size 8.5 or a 9. I do not want to pay resell. I know some people are like, well, then you're not going to get them. Well, I'm just going to put it out there. I really want a pair. I'm willing to trade a bunch of shoes for that pair. So if you have it, it could even be worn. I will trade Jordan 11s, Jordan this, Jordan that. I will trade you a bunch of shoes because I need to thin down my collection, and I really hate selling shoes. So I would rather make some trades. So if you have any of those Yeezys, I will trade you the same worth, or maybe even more than, you know, what those Yeezys are worth. So get at me, hit me up on Instagram, private message me photos, size 8.5 or a 9. And, you know, I had someone that offered me like a 9.5 or a 10. I could work with that because that way I have that shoe in hands, and then it would be easier for me to do a trade. You know, if I go to a sneaker con and if I have a Yeezy, it'll be easier for me to trade like Yeezy for Yeezy. You know what I mean? I need a pair of Yeezy 1s. I bought a size 9.5 and they fit too big, and I got rid of them. And I'm kicking myself in the ass that I got rid of them to this day. I don't know why I did it. I was just like, oh, I can't wear them. I don't want them, you know? So I'm looking for those. But I do not want to buy them. I want to do trades. I have to thin down my collection. I have to. I see a lot of people thinning down their collection, selling their stuff. I just would rather do trades, you know, versus having to deal with payments and all that shit, you know. It's a good segue. Thanks, Eric. I definitely wanted to put that out there. Next we got from Antonio. He writes, did I see the Vince Carter NBA mix posted earlier today? Unreal. No, but I will watch it. I will look for that. And then he writes, rank my top 3 shoes for this week coming. And since the All-Star game is in my hometown, what do you think of the Raptors so far? I enjoy your work. Thank you. Keep it up. I appreciate that for real, first of all. Now, the Raptors, I'm going to keep it funky with you. I haven't been watching much of the Raptors. So, I haven't been following much of them. I've been watching a lot of, the Bulls, the Knicks. I know some are asking why, and that's just because I'm a New Yorker, so I watch them. The Hornets, because I've been making my way to North Carolina a little more often. I usually visit North Carolina once a month and stay for about a week, and I love North Carolina. I think it's a dope state. So, I've been watching North Carolina sports whenever I'm here because everyone that lives here is like crazy about sports, which I love. They're trying to like convert me to get into like college, and I'm not really like someone that watches college basketball, college football, but like every time I visit people's houses, they're like, big screen TV watching like college games, but I like watching the Hornets because it's the local stuff when I'm here. That's why I'm either watching the Knicks or the Hornets, depending, New York, or if I'm in, North Carolina, because those are the local channels playing the games, you know what I mean, on the local cable, networks, MSG, or I don't know particularly what the actual channel is in North Carolina off top, but, in New York, it's MSG, so I think it's cool that, they're going to be in Canada. I think that's dope, I think that's awesome. I hope you have a great time if you're going out to any events. And my top 3 shoes that are releasing this weekend, Antonio, I would say number 1 is the white cement 4s. Then I would say would be the Drake Jordan 10s. And 3, it's like kind of a toss-up. There's a lot of stuff out there. Maybe put the James Hardens in there. I'm really digging those James Hardens, so I'll put them on that list. Definitely. Next we got from Richard. He writes, can you talk about the game of basketball? I don't know particularly what you mean by that. I started talking about it just a little bit ago, but I don't really know what you mean by that. The game of basketball. The game of basketball I love. It's as simple as that, really, as far as the game. As a kid, I played it all the time, going to the park, playing it in school. I don't play like I used to because I'm older now, and I just have so much responsibility. And then on my downtime, I'm doing stuff like this, and I don't have a lot of friends that, would want to play basketball, They'd rather do other stuff, so it'd just be me, like, shooting by myself, But I love basketball, and I try to watch as much as possible, at night. I love watching it. And that's a big reason why I love sneakers. It's always been because of basketball. When I was a kid, looking up to Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Dominique Wilkins. These guys were people I looked up to, So I wanted their shoes. It was as simple as that with it. So it hasn't changed. I think a lot of kids are inspired by Steph Curry now. I think on the low, a lot of the young kids are buying Steph Curry shoes. I think later on, 10, 20 years from now, those shoes may become classics. For real. Let me know what you guys think about that. Oh, and I just answered the last part of his question. What do I see the future to be? Look at that. Worked out. Shout out to Richard. I like that. Kind of made my brain open, expand and think for a second. Alright, next we got from Valentino. He wants to know, how many Air Jordan White Cement 4s do I plan on copping Saturday? LOL. I plan on buying probably 2 pairs. I'll probably try on the internet, and I got one on lock. I'm going to spend, over $440 plus tax. That's a lot. So I would stop right there. I'm not going to go to like, $660 plus tax. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? No. I'm not going to do it. Let me know in the comment box below what you guys are doing with this white cement 4 situation. You copping? You're not? You doubling up? Tripling up? Let me know in the comment box. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button too. Don't forget. I don't know why you wouldn't if you're listening this long. We like half an hour deep. I'm hanging out with you guys. Show that love. Hit that like button. It means a lot. And you heard the whole spiel before about what YouTube, how they switch things up. I want to be in your time feed. I want you guys to know when my new videos are up, you know? Alright, next question we got from Rob Dollar on YouTube. He wants me to speak about how I feel about giveaways and also my thoughts on the 350 Boost in Black releasing again. We'll talk about the Yeezys first. I think that if you paid over retail, you're probably going to be really pissed off. But at the same time, Kanye said they were going to release more pairs. Some people didn't believe him. I guess that's happening. I paid retail for my pair, so I'm not tripping. And, you know, it happens. Shoes are going to come back out, you know, so think twice before you buy a shoe for a crazy resale price. Now, with the question with giveaways, I think giveaways are cool if it's done, you know, because you want to thank your following. When it comes to YouTube, I know people do giveaways on all different types of social media platforms like Instagram. And a lot of the times, it's for promotional use, just like on YouTube. As long as it's a real giveaway, not some fake giveaway just to draw attention and traffic to you, I'm not mad at it. You're getting some free out of it. I don't understand when people get mad at people trying to do something and give something for free to anyone. I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting something for free. So be happy. Sometimes you see people bitching and moaning about the giveaways. Be happy that the person's giving something away. I remember the first time I did a giveaway was like 6-7 years ago. I sound like an old man. I remember. I remember 6-7 years ago. But I do remember, like, on my old channel, I did a giveaway, and I used to get a lot of clothes from Stussy. It was kind of like a sponsorship. They would just send me boxes of clothing all the time. They liked what I was doing, and they wanted me to wear their stuff. So they used to send me a ton of clothes. I mean, it was way more than I needed. So I decided to do a giveaway, and I gave away, like, easy $300 plus worth of clothes. Brand new clothes. And someone won. I sent them the box. And I didn't expect, you know, like a public thank you, but I expected a private thank you. Like, hey, I got the package. Thank you. That was dope. Something. Even if you didn't say thank you, just say, hey, I got the package. Appreciate it. Anything. I got nothing. And I realized like a month and a half went by. I was like, I hope he got the package. So I sent him a message. I was like, hey, did you get the, you know, the prize? And he goes, yeah. Thanks, man. And I just, like, scratched my head, like, if I won, like, something, I would write to them, you know? But as time went on in my life, I learned one thing that's very valuable. Don't expect nothing from no one, and you will never be disappointed in anyone. Don't expect anything from anyone, you know? Never be disappointed. For real. But, you know, as time went on, I realized that not everyone is going to be like how you expect people to be. And I do giveaways here and there. I do a lot of just, like, gift giving. Like, if I see people are supporting me, I'll shoot them a direct message, ask them what t-shirt size they are. Or, you know, if I end up following them and seeing they like a certain thing. Like, for example, there was a follower. I don't know where he's been. I haven't heard from him lately, but I used to always see him tweeting my videos and being interactive. His name was Josh, and I know he was really into wrestling, and I was hanging out with my friend who booked Hacksaw Jim Duggan for an event. He was, you know, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he's a Hall of Fame wrestler from back in the days, like in the Hogan era, Macho Man era, Iron Sheik era. And for people that don't know or vaguely, like, the name is ringing a bell, he was the one who used to have the American flag, and he used to scream, ho! And he used to have a 2x4, and he used to hit people with the 2x4. So I was with him. I had him sign a bunch of 2x4s, and one of them I had him sign to one of my followers, to him, a personal, you know, 2x4 from Hacksaw Jim Duggan with his name on it, and, you know, saying all of his sayings, ho, USA, good luck, or whatever it was. And I mailed it to him, you know, as just a thank you present, you know. I just love giving gifts in general, you know. But the giveaways sometimes is a little annoying when you have people that aren't, like, happy, like with the giveaways. No one's perfect. Maybe it's not being ran the proper way. And I've seen some people really like go crazy on YouTubers because they weren't happy with the way that the giveaway was. I mean, people aren't perfect, you know. I mean, relax, you know. So that's my opinion on giveaways. Like, it's a turnoff when people are like acting crazy about it. But just because there's people acting crazy, you shouldn't be like, oh, well, I'm not going to do giveaways no more. If you want to do giveaways, do it, man. Don't focus on the couple of people that just don't know how to act. And that's what I have started doing again. I do giveaways again now. Like, I have one going right now on like some Crep Protect. I have some people complaining about the giveaway. Oh, you're asking for so much. You got to leave a comment and like the video. Like, it's amazing. Like, you don't think like for a second before you type, like some people. Like, what about the people that are giving away this stuff? Especially if you're giving away like a bunch of items, 6 or 7 items. You don't think about like all of the work that they're going to be doing, like packaging it, you know, going to the post office to ship it. It takes you 2 seconds to leave a comment and hit the like button. Like, people are going out of their way. And for instance, with me, I want to go out of my way. I want to thank my viewers, but I'm not going to just like stop doing giveaways because of like one person or 2 people that just don't get the big picture, you know. And that's my thoughts on giveaways, you know. If it's done the right way, where you're saying thank you to your following, that's dope, you know. And even if you're doing it as a promotional tool, as long as they're getting it for free, if you're really giving something away, that's dope too. I mean, how can you get mad at that, you know? It's just, you're getting something for free possibly, shit. Moving on, let's get into some more questions. We got from Demetrius. I'm pretty sure that's how to say his name. If not, I apologize. Good morning. Shout out to you. Been a fan for a long time now. Not sure if anyone's ever asked you this, but what's your take on the re-release of the Technique 1200s? They're releasing for $3,000. I never heard that they were releasing for that much, but I did hear they are re-releasing and it's for a lot of money, but that much is crazy. I mean, if you're getting money, then go for it, I guess, if you got a lot of money. But if you don't have a lot of money, there's other ways to DJ now, I guess, with all of the technology. I got techniques like 15-20 years ago, you know, when I was a kid. I was super young. I think I was like 14-15 when I got my set of turntables, and like I think they were selling for about $500-$600 then. That's just crazy. I mean, are they made out of gold? I remember they had the gold ones back in the days. That's insane, man. I would never pay that much for turntables. You know, if you're DJing to the point where you're making money, there should be turntables at the club, you know what I mean? So, I would never drop that kind of money. That's me. Next we got from Eric. He writes, are the Dr. Dooms re-releasing this month? I didn't hear that. Maybe they are, but I haven't heard of that. I don't think so. If they are, leave a comment in the box, though. But I'm pretty sure they're not. But I'm not 100%. Next, Kevin writes, what do I think about The Rock joining Under Armour? I love it. I think it's awesome. Big fan of The Rock. Big fan of Dwayne Johnson, the actor who plays The Rock, basically. I think he's awesome, man. I love that he's still doing wrestling. To this day, he still goes to WWE. He was just on Raw, kicked complete ass with the promos. People were pissed off. This generation, man, people get offended over anything, you know. It's entertainment. That's what sucks about, like, WWE now. It's, like, so, like, PG rated versus, like, back in the days, like, the Attitude Era with, like, Mick Foley and everyone. Like, you know, it was out of control, you know. Hopefully one day I'll get back to that. Because what's weird about it is they have the content PG, but the commercials are, like, all rated R movies. Like, horror movies and all types of crazy stuff. My girls like watching wrestling. But then the commercials come on and I'm like, I have to make them turn their head because it's like some monster horror movie rated R shit. So, like, let's get it together. If you're going to keep the program PG, keep the commercials PG. If you're going to bring it back to the Attitude Era where it was like PG-13 stuff and, you know, more adult content, that's one thing. But don't keep the content for the kids and then put commercials like just like subliminally hidden like stuff that they're not supposed to see, almost. Like, that's kind of whack. I'm not feeling that. I remember speaking with Hardcore Holly, and he couldn't believe it. Like, he was like, man, That's so just mind-blowing. You're so right. Like, that's crazy. Because we were talking about how, like, PG it is and how it's for the kids now. You know? Shout out to him, man. He's an awesome dude. Real cool guy, man. I know I just went somewhere else with it, but hey, that's what's good about these podcasts. It's always off the top. He also wants me to know if there's any wrestler I'd like to see with an endorsement deal. Not really. Nothing, off the top I could think of. He also says keep up the good work. Thank you, man. Thank you for leaving your comments on Facebook. Thank you to everyone that actually rided with me and jumped on the Facebook. People are like ignorant and still leaving comments out there saying not to on Instagram. Like, I'm trying to be more interactive this way. Like on Facebook, people are getting notified and trying to do something cool. Ride with your boy, I don't get people, man. Next we got from Greg. He writes, keep up the good work as always, Delz. And my question is, what was the first pair of Jordans I ever bought? They were a pair of Jordan 3s back in the days when I was a kid. I never wore Jordans when I was like growing up until I got my own money, you know what I mean? My father thought it was absurd to spend that kind of money. And the only expensive pair I ever got from my parents were a pair of Twilight Zone pumps. But after that, it didn't keep going. They went back to basics with me, Some like regular adidas joints, like some superstars or something like that, to the Reebok leathers and shit, like plain stuff, Air Force Ones, which I'm fine with, I'm happy to have whatever I had, you know what I mean? I'm grateful for that, And then he also writes, what's my favorite second sneaker ever? That would probably be the Air Force One or the Twilight Zone, because it was so special to me. The Infrared 6, my favorite shoe of all time, and probably that is the second. I really like the Air Force One to wear, like the white on whites. Not all those other colors as much, but a white on white Air Force One is just, I just get a good feel when I wear it, a good vibe. I just feel so dope when I wear them, like so fresh and clean, like, could play that Outkast record when you put them on and you take your first steps. You just get that vibe. I love it, man. It's just, you feeling wavy, So, that's probably it, actually. And that Twilight Zone shoe means the world to me, just because I grew up with it, like, and I loved seeing Dominique Wilkins kicking ass with them sick dunks against Jordan. Loved that shit, man. It was the best. Alright, unfortunately, my phone died, so now I'm starting, like, where I think I left off. But if I miss your question, I apologize, and just leave it on the next time that I post what you guys want me to speak about on my Facebook for my next podcast. Gabriel writes, what's my feeling of the lack of acknowledgement on the 23rd anniversary of the Jordan 8s? I personally think they released so many last year. I mean, I don't see how they're going to release more this year, though. They may do like a champagne and cigar pack, but who knows? The 8 isn't like my favorite Jordan. I'm not really like so crazy about it. I like certain colorways, like the playoffs, the aquas are dope, but that's just my thoughts on that. My next question's from Dave. He writes, this is random, but what do you think about World Star Hip Hop, the website? Do you watch it? What's up? He says he personally does not, and he feels that it's kind of like TMZ and it gives bad vibes because it's a lot of negativity with gossip, fighting, people being asses, stuff like that. He wants my opinion because he says I have an open mind. My opinion is that, negativity brings views, and like anything that has to do with negativity, people want to watch. People are attracted to negativity, and it's a shame, With the internet, that's what people are attracted to. Look, one of my biggest views on my channel is not me showing 45 Air Jordans in one video. My favorite 45 Air Jordans, me sitting on the couch breaking over 45 sneakers out in front of you all. I don't even think it broke 15,000 views. My most popular video is me defending myself that I am a legit person that has a legit channel showing legit shoes. And proving that anyone that ever accused certain sneakers of being fake, just completely shutting it down. And the video was a positive video because all the comments are like, yo, this is incredible. Yo, you're the man. People are stupid. And it got, I think it's almost at 500,000 views. Like, that's crazy. 500,000 views, but me showing 45 Air Jordans of mine that are my favorites is at almost like 15,000. You know, it's like, what the fuck? You know, that's what people want to watch, negativity. Negativity draws traffic on the internet. Negativity sells. And that's just what it is, man. But, you know, this stuff gives bad vibes. Some of this stuff, like the violent stuff, videos that you will see, like, that's caught on people's cell phones where kids are beating the shit out of each other. It's not good, man, because it's beginning to be almost normal, and it's like normalizing, like, to a lot of people's brains, like the youth. They watching this and they think it's normal. See, when I was a kid, we didn't have that type of stuff, you know. Like, there wasn't no internet where people would film it. World Star, people getting their heads cracked open and all that stuff. Like, we didn't have that. People were getting, you know, fucked up. People were fighting. People were doing the same type of stuff. But there wasn't no video, you know. People weren't doing that. And back then, even if you took a photo on a camera, it would be almost like snitching. And that shit would not be cool. Like, this generation got new rules. Like, filming people fighting is almost like snitching, in my opinion, and uploading it on the internet, you know. I don't like it. I stay away from negativity now. I'm really trying to make myself a better person. I realize that me staying away from negative stuff makes me more positive. So that's my whole thing. Growing up, I really wasn't that good of a kid, you know, unfortunately. I was kind of a badass, but I wasn't raised, like, properly as a kid. You know, I didn't live the worst life in the world. I mean, there's people that don't have water, but the way I was raised was crazy. Like, I wasn't dealt great cards, but I think that I did a lot with the cards I was handed. You know, like, when I was 5 years old, I woke up, went to my mother's bed as a little kid, you know, trying to wake her up. She didn't wake up. She had a stroke. Before you know it, I still to this day remember sitting on the curb in just my underwears, watching my mother getting pushed on a stretcher into an ambulance, and then not seeing her for about 2 years because she was in a coma for about a year. And then after that, she had to get rehab, and when she came home, she could still barely speak, and she could barely walk. And my father had to work all the time, so I wasn't, you know, really having any kind of parenting, you know. It was crazy. It was crazy because there were times I would just stay home with my mother, and she would just be there, standing there, you know, frustrated, you could tell, trying to speak because she couldn't really speak. But she wanted to speak. And then before you know it, she'd have seizures and just fall out of her chair. And you're 5, 6 years old, already terrified. And then before you know it, you know, your father tells you, hey, there's this tube here. If your mother falls on the ground and starts shaking, you gotta try to stick a tube in her mouth so she doesn't bite her tongue off. And you're a kid, terrified, trying to do this, and you have no one watching you. It was nuts, you know, being young. And I look now and I think of, like, my kids, because my kid is 5 now. And I look back when I was 5 and I reflect and I think about it. Like, I'm like, I see them on their, like, you know, their iPads and stuff like that. And I think about, man, if I was, like, a kid, who knows what I would be watching on there if I had no supervision. And I'm sure there's plenty of kids out there that had cards that were dealt wrong, like me when I was a kid, that got real fucked up cards dealt to, you know? And they're just floating on the internet probably, exposed to all kinds of crazy shit, you know, going to all these sites, watching all kinds of nut shit. And then as they get older, who knows, you know? They're growing up, they're kids, seeing all kinds of this terrible shit, all this violence, all this stuff, and it's fucked up, man. You know what I mean? That's why, like, all this stuff that's on the internet, it's so easy for people to get on the internet, like kids, they're able to get on the internet, and there's so many kids that don't have proper supervision. Their parents don't give a shit, you know? They don't. I was staying at my friend's apartment, and they had, like, a little office area over at, like, they had like a clubhouse area with a pool and stuff. So I went over there because I needed to print something out. My friend don't have a printer, so I needed to print something out. And there's 2 computers, and one kid is about, like, 10 years old, and I'm hearing, like, all this kind of noise, like sound like blood splatter, right? So I turn my head while I'm like, on my Gmail trying to print this document out. And I look, and this kid is playing this game. And it's just like a guy with a knife, like a dagger, and he's just stabbing someone repeatedly in the chest. And I'm just like, I turn around, I just stand up, and I just start watching him. He doesn't realize I'm watching him, right? And the game's so dumb, like, there's no kind of strategy or nothing like that. It's literally, he's just hitting the space bar, and every time he hits the space bar, the guy's, like, stabbing the dude, and then you'll see, like, cartoon bubble pop up with die, every time he's stabbing the guy. And he's just going, and he's banging the keyboard, and he's doing it more and more, and harder and aggressive. So I go, yo. So he turns his head, he goes, hey. He's a little kid, he's like 10 years old, maybe even younger. I go, what's the fun in this? This looks stupid, Because it was bothering me. Like, I was getting pissed off by it. Because I'm like, where the fuck is this kid's parents? Because I'm thinking, like, I think about, like, me as a kid. And I look at kids now and I'm like, damn, man, like, where's this kid's parents, And he's just sitting here on his computer just stabbing away on this fucking, person. He's like 9, 10 years old. No kid should be playing that shit, especially if there's no kind of strategy at least. But this was really gory, like bloody and disgusting. There was no reason for this kid to be playing with it. And for him to even know the site means he's played with this shit before. So I'll tell him, wait, what kind of enjoyment are you getting out of this? And he just feels stupid. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, this looks dumb. This looks like, man, dumb. Like, this looks real stupid. Why don't you play something else? This is fun to you? He goes, yeah, it's fun, You kill the guy. You hit the space button. And then all of a sudden his father walks in. I go, man, do you see what your son's playing? Like, this is terrible, man. And he was a big dude, too. Like, he probably could have really fucked me up, the dad. But I don't care. Like, I'm not scared of nothing, Especially if I'm passionate about something. And it just bothered me seeing the kid doing that, But I just, think, I can't even imagine how fucked up I could have been if I was, around during, this internet era where, kids are, able to just get on a computer and there's no supervision. Who knows what I would be like today, Because I wasn't taught right from wrong, really much, here and there. But for the most part, I wasn't, because the cards were dealt wrong. I can't blame my mother for having a stroke. I can't blame my father for having to work and bust his ass, It's just a crazy life. I mean, I'm sure, some decisions could have been better, but the internet is just really fucked up. I hope I didn't get too deep with you guys, but I'm just vibing. You guys getting to know me a little bit. That's what the good thing about these podcasts sometimes. You get to know me. This one is got a really personal, though. Make sure you hit that like button. I'm really sharing my life. My life is crazy. I tell you, you can make a movie out of my life. Man, my life is crazy. Just growing up, it's just insane. It's really crazy. Let's move on. Talk about the resale game dying. That's what Chris wants me to speak about. I think I already did talk about it. But basically, Jordan Brand's making enough shoes. And they jacked up the price, so resellers aren't really able to make much money with Jordans. And the only way resellers are able to make money is if it's a limited shoe. Alan wants me to speak about the add to cart system. I don't know. I have no clue about that stuff, so I'm sorry, dude. Mr. Hernandez writes, the love lost for retros and the newfound love for tech and new models. I love retros still. So, I guess some people feel that way, and it's probably because other stuff is more trendy, like, what Kanye West wears, these Boost shoes, which I've always loved Boost. If you watch my videos before Ultra Boost, I'm talking Boost, like the Boost foam, like the first Boost shoe, But, it's a trendy thing now, that kind of shoe, and people want to wear what's trendy. So I guess for some people, retros, have died out. But for me, I always love retros. It's like, I can't wear the same style shoe all the time. I want to wear different stuff. I'll wear a high-top basketball shoe. I'll wear a mid-cut. I'll wear a runner the next day. Different flavors. It's not, like, for instance, I'm not going to wear polo all the time, but I have a fucking closet full of it. I'm going to wear different brands, That's just me. Same with food. I love pizza. It's my favorite food. one of my favorites. I can't eat it every day. I can't eat sushi every day. I love sushi, but if I eat sushi, I'm sure the mercury levels on me, I'll end up dying, with something. I like switching it up, but I think that, people follow trends, and people stay following Kanye West, like whatever Kanye does, and he wears those styled shit, so everyone's gonna follow his trend, which is okay, I'm not mad at it. I think I knocked out all the questions. I hope I did. I'm gonna be annoyed if I missed out on any questions. Don't take it personal. I will get you a question next time. Just leave it again, okay? Leave it in the comment box below. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely hit that thumbs up button, share this, tell your friends about it. And, the more people are into this and the more vibes I get off of people by me putting this out there, the more you're going to get, And I really appreciate everyone that came through to my Facebook and left the questions, because this is something new. And I had some great questions here, so I got to thank everyone. Just to remind you, if you're not following that Facebook page, my fan page, that will be in the description box below. Like it. And when I have a new podcast that I'm about to do, I'm going to post, 3 to 4 days in advance, and it'll be pinned up to the top of my Facebook. So shoot with your questions. Doesn't have to be sneaker related. I know a lot of people want just sneaker stuff, but it kind of, spices it up, Instead of just hearing the same thing for over, 45 minutes to an hour. Gives it a little more spice to it, Don't forget, thesneakeraddict.com, your place to go for your sneaker news. No whack sneakers, only what's hot. And I always update the blog morning, noon, and night like clockwork. Go there around 9:50 a.m. every single day, Eastern Standard Time. If there's a release going on, I usually put information to help everyone out. Plus, I usually am tweeting away over at the Sneak Addict, not the Sneaker Addict. I had to take the ER. It's the Sneak Addict. I had to take the ER out because it was too long for Twitter as far as, a screen name. So it's the Sneak Addict. All that will be in the description box below, but I'm always tweeting info on restocks, videos of mine that I'd like you to watch, but a lot of restock information, deals, all that good stuff. If you love sneakers, you should be following that account. If you're down with your boy Delz and you love everything about me, you should be following all of my social networks. I literally have a list in the description box. Just go ahead and, subscribe to all of them, or go to the main page, and up by the banner I have all of my social networks. Follow them all, because why wouldn't you? I'm constantly posting stuff. Don't forget my Snapchat. I have a lot of fun on Snapchat, messing around. My Snapchat is DJ Delz, one word, DJ DELZ. Just like my Periscope. Follow both of them. I have a lot of fun on both of them. Definitely check that out. And look out for the new episodes of Kicking It. I just want to get more people to watch that show before I post the new episode. So if you're excited about seeing, the new episodes with Terminology, Dallas Penn, and Hess Kicks, and Chuseum, definitely check that out. I got more people. I got T. Blake that's going to be on the show. It's already filmed. T. Blake, Sneakerhead in the Bay, tons of people, man. I got a whole folder full of people. It's already filmed. I just, I don't want to put everything out there. I want people to be surprised, and I'm going to put these episodes out. I just want more people to watch the ones that are out now. Like the episode with me, Nightwing, and Cousteau is so dope. The three of us in one video. They're all great, man. They're all great episodes. Check them all out. Look in the description box. I'll put a playlist. Watch them. Leave your comments. Like them. Hit that thumbs up button. And listen to that podcast I did a couple weeks ago. That one was really dope. I want more people to listen to it. It was really good. If you enjoyed this one, you're going to love that one. I'm telling you. I will have my white cement review up probably Saturday evening. It'll be a comparison video. We'll show them on feed. All that good stuff is going to be real detailed. And don't forget, man, every video, please hit the thumbs up button so YouTube knows to inform you when the next video comes up. And if you don't get informed, because there's some people that do that, I know they do because I see it on Twitter that they like the videos, they're still not getting informed, just come here every day, youtube.com/The Sneaker Addict. If you love sneakers, how can you not love this channel? Come here every day. Say what's up to your boy Delz, and I will be reading the comments, alright? I think I'm one of the most interactive on YouTube when it comes to sneakers. I really try to be interactive, and shout out to everyone else on YouTube that does that same wave, that interactive wave, man. I really am just trying to be interactive with you all. Thank you for listening for the second or third time I've said I really appreciate it, and with that said, we out.